Flirting is an essential ingredient that you need to include when you're out there approaching and picking up women to get laid, get a girlfriend, or find yourself a wife. It's also something that you need to include in a relationship to help keep the spark alive. When it comes to meeting women, if you've been finding that your conversations with women start off well, but then they quickly fizzle out and become boring and there's awkward silences and the girl just isn't that interested in talking to you, then flirting is most likely the missing ingredient that you've been overlooking. In this video, I'm going to answer the following questions for you about flirting. What is flirting? What is an example of flirting? Why do women prefer men who can flirt? Why does flirting turn a woman on so easily? Is flirting all you really need to attract a woman for sex or a relationship? So the first question, what is flirting? The best way to start off answering that question is to look at the dictionary definition. The dictionary definition of flirting, which is flirt, is to behave as though you're attracted to or trying to attract someone, but for amusement rather than with serious intentions. To court triflingly or to act amorously without serious intentions. So what does that mean? Essentially, you're showing her that you're attracted to her, but it's not serious, right? You're doing it without serious intentions. You're acting amorously, but without serious intentions. What does acting amorously mean? Amorous means showing sexual desire, expressing love, being in love, right? So you're showing sexual desire for her, you're showing love and appreciation of her, but without serious intentions. Women know that flirting isn't serious. The dictionary says that flirting isn't serious, and I'm telling you as well. It's not a serious thing to do, but it's a very important thing to do because it creates a spark between yourself and a woman. What is an example of flirting? The examples of flirting I'm going to provide for you take place in a Starbucks cafe when you're interacting with the female barista ordering a coffee. The first example of flirting I'm going to give you is a subtle example of flirting, and then I'm going to do a really obvious example of flirting so you really understand what's going on. So with the subtle example of flirting, it's more about your body language, your tonality, your vibe, how you're coming across, right? You're acting amorously. You're showing her that you're attracted to her, but you're not doing it in a serious way. It's not a serious, formal, risky thing to do. You're just being a cool, easygoing, loving, charming guy, and you're showing that interest in her in a very subtle way, and women love that. So you walk up and she asks you, what would you like to order? And instead of just ordering your coffee like a normal customer, not showing her that you find her attractive, not expressing any love or appreciation for her, you can flirt with her in a very subtle way. So she asks you, what can I get you? Oh, hello, how are you today? And there's a subtle expression of love and appreciation of sexual desire for her, and that's what flirting is. And what you might notice now that I've given you that demonstration is that guys like George Clooney, who women refer to as being charming, he's been using that body language all along. If you notice him interacting with female hosts, when they're interacting with him and asking him questions, or interviewers, he'll have that smile about him like that, and he's showing that appreciation of the woman, of her beauty, of her sex appeal, right? And he's not afraid to express that in a subtly flirtatious way. And the same applies with your interactions with women. You can show that appreciation of their beauty, of their attractiveness. You can do that in a loving way, and it's not serious. You know, you're not doing it with serious intentions. The next example is a really obvious example of flirting to make sure that you really get the point and you understand what flirting is, right? You're behaving as though you're attracted to her. You're showing that attraction for her. You're showing that appreciation of her, but it's not serious, which means that you can joke around with it at times, which I'm going to do now. So for example, when you walk up and she asks you, what would you like to order? Well, I thought I knew what I was going to order, but I've walked up now, my mind's gone blank. I'm standing here talking to the most beautiful barista in all of Starbucks. So I've lost my train of thought. Let's see, what was I going to get? Latte, cappuccino, I guess I'll get a latte. So that's a really obvious example because I'm actually saying what I feel. I'm saying that I'm standing there talking to the most beautiful barista in Starbucks, in all of Starbucks, and I'm saying that I find her attractive, right? So it's not as subtle as just walking up and saying, well, hello, how are you today? And having that subtly flirtatious vibe. I'm actually saying, well, now my mind's gone blank. Standing here talking to the most beautiful barista in all of Starbucks, and I've forgotten what I was going to order. And you're being playful with it, right? You're flirting, you're flattering her, you're expressing that love and appreciation of her, and it's not a serious thing. But it's a very important thing to do because it creates a spark between you and the woman. So why do women prefer men who can flirt? There are many reasons why women prefer men who can flirt, right? And I'm going to have to explain these reasons for you to really understand it, because a lot of guys see flirting as pointless, silly mind games that women want to play. I don't want to do anything like that. I find her attractive. I just want to say hello to her and then ask her out on a date, and then she likes me for being a good guy. Right? But it just doesn't work that way, and you'll find out the reasons now as I explain them. So here are the 4 main reasons. I'll call them out first and then I'll explain them. Number 1, it allows her to get a feel for the guy's personality first. 2, it's discreet and non-committal. 3, it builds up sexual tension. And number 4, it's more fun and enjoyable than talking to a guy who doesn't flirt. So with number 1, it allows her to get a feel for the guy's personality first. What a lot of guys don't understand is that women feel attracted to men for different reasons than men feel attracted to women. A woman can feel attracted to a man's physical appearance, but if his personality and behavior doesn't make her feel the way that she wants to feel and doesn't turn her on, then she's not going to be interested in almost all cases, right? She's going to reject the guy and she's not going to be interested. However, the same doesn't apply for men. Men are mostly attracted to a woman's physical appearance, and if a woman is attractive, most of the men that she meets will be willing to have sex with her or even start a relationship, even if they don't like her personality and behavior. Most guys will be willing to give it a go to have sex, right? Because most guys are ready to have sex, or they're turned on, they're attracted enough just based on the woman's physical appearance, which is why the porn explosion happened on the internet, and men look at porn, they get turned on immediately simply by how the woman looks. So essentially, just based on physical appearance, right, most men are ready. Okay, I'll give this a go. I'll date her, I'll take her out, or I'll have sex with her, I'll give it a go. Just based on the woman's physical appearance, right? Some guys have a lot more standards and they want to find a woman who's not only attractive but has a great personality. But the majority of men that a woman will meet will ask her out or will show that they're really interested and they want to date her, they want to be her boyfriend simply based on her appearance, even if they don't like her personality, even if she's being a bit of a bitch. If she's attractive, that's what she's going to be getting throughout her life. However, for women, instead of being immediately ready for sex, they need to be warmed up. Right, some women are very easy and they'll have sex right away, right? Or they'll just be very easy and open, and you can pick them up even if you've got no skill with women. But the majority of women need to be warmed up. And if the guy's personality and behavior doesn't turn them on, doesn't make them feel attracted, then they're not going to go with it. They'll just reject the guy. All right, so with flirting, it allows her to get a feel for the guy's personality first before she actually starts to show some more interest, right? Instead of just, okay, yep, you look good, I look good, well, I'll give you my number, let's go out on a date, how about tonight, come over to my place, we'll have sex, we'll get it all started. You know, like, it's not as straightforward as that, because women need to get a feel for the guy's personality first, and if his personality doesn't turn them on, then it's usually not going to happen. Okay, so the second reason is discreet and non-committal. When you flirt with a woman and she flirts back with you, it doesn't mean that she's saying, okay, yep, I like you, I want to start a relationship, or okay, yep, great, let's have sex. What she's doing is she's just flirting with you to see how she feels, and if it feels good, she'll go with it. Women like to play in what I call the maybe zone of flirting. The maybe zone of flirting is, maybe I like you, maybe I don't. Maybe I'll hook up with you, maybe I won't. A lot of guys don't like that and wish that women would be more straightforward and to the point. What's with all these silly games? You know, I like that girl, I find her attractive, I want to be with her. Why is she playing hard to get? Why is she making this difficult? The reason why is that a woman wants to be discreet about her sexual interest in a guy so that other people don't think that she's easy or look down on her. And in terms of commitment, before she actually commits to going on a date with a guy or having sex with a guy or starting a relationship with a guy, she wants to be able to feel really attracted to him first, because the attraction that a woman feels for a guy is mostly based on how his personality and behavior makes her feel. If a woman is attractive, most of the guys that she meets are willing to get started right away simply based on her appearance, but she's not. Most women need to be warmed up first, and then they'll be interested in going forward to a kiss, a date, having sex, or starting a relationship. The third reason, it builds up sexual tension. Sexual tension is an exciting feeling that a man and a woman will experience when they want to have sex with each other or they want to go to the next stage of a relationship, but there's something blocking that progression, right? So maybe they work together and they're attracted to each other, but it's wrong to hook up, so there's this sexual tension building up. Or she's interacting with a guy in a bar and he's not easy. He's not one of those guys that are immediately like, oh yeah, right, oh, you're very pretty, or what do you do for a living? Oh wow. And he's just right into her, wants to be her boyfriend, wants to get serious, and just doesn't care about sexual tension. He doesn't need any of that sort of stuff because he feels attracted to her. right? He wants to hook up with her right now because the majority of his attraction is about her physical appearance, which is why guys jerk off to porn. Right? They just open up some videos, look at some photos, and they're turned on by the visual appearance of women. But women, they need to be warmed up, and warming them up means building up the sexual tension, attracting them in different ways, making them feel turned on by how you're talking to them, how you're using your body language, how you're responding to what they're saying and doing. Right? These are things that guys either know how to do or they don't know how to do. Right? And the guys that don't know how to do it, they talk to women and the conversations start out okay, but then the woman's like, this is boring, this is nothing, I'm not feeling anything here, and she loses interest. Many men don't want to flirt with women because they want women to stop being so silly and just like them for being a good guy. Hey, I'm a nice guy, I'm intelligent, I've got good intentions with you, what's with all the silly games? I like you, let's stop mucking around here. However, what's really going on is that if you refuse to flirt with women, what you're refusing to do is create a spark between yourself and a woman when you meet her. The intelligent, deep and meaningful conversations happen later on in a relationship. You don't need to be having those initially with a woman to get her interested in you. You've got to create a spark and you've got to build up her attraction for you. You've got to build some sexual tension between you and her. Most women need to be warmed up to the guy first, and they're not interested in starting right away simply based on the guy's appearance or what he's wearing or whatever. They want to feel attracted and turned on by his personality and behavior. Initially, they want to feel a spark, and flirting is one of the easiest ways to make that happen. There are so many things that you can say and do to flirt with a woman and create a spark between you and her when you first meet her. Additionally, if there's a woman that you already know and you haven't created a spark with her, you can now create that spark by using flirting and then build on that by attracting her in many different ways. A lot of intelligent men want women to be impressed by the fact that they're intelligent, they've got such great ideas about the world and politics, and they've got a great job and they've got great intentions with the girl, but she wants to feel the spark of sexual attraction initially. And then she wants you to be able to build on that and make her feel turned on by your personality and behavior, which is actually a very easy thing to do once you know what you're doing. And number 4, it's more fun and enjoyable than talking to a guy who doesn't flirt. With flirting, sparks fly immediately between a man and a woman. And in a relationship, flirting is one of the things that helps to keep the spark alive. What happens for a lot of couples is that they'll get into a relationship and initially it'll be fun and it'll be exciting because you've got all that lust at the start of the relationship. But once that has died away, if the guy doesn't know how to flirt with his woman and doesn't know how to create more sexual tension and keep that spark alive, it starts to get boring. And they end up just feeling like friends or housemates, and the fire begins to burn out. There's no spark between them. The next question, why does flirting turn a woman on so easily? The reason why flirting turns a woman on so easily is that it attracts women in many different ways at once. Most guys are going through life thinking that to attract women, you've got to look good. You've got to be tall, you've got to have muscles, you've got to have loads of money, you've got to have an amazing, expensive car, you've got to live in an expensive house or apartment, you've got to wear the best clothes, all that sort of stuff. Right? But that's not it at all. That's not how it works. Right? You can attract women in so many different ways. Yes, women are attracted to guys who are good looking. That makes them feel some attraction. Being tall also makes a woman feel attraction. Having a muscly, perfect gym body can make a woman feel attraction, right? But they're not the only things that women can be attracted to. And that is why you will see guys who are overweight with attractive women. You'll see guys who many people would think are not good looking with a beautiful woman. You'll see guys who are from a race where other people think that that guy can't attract women from other races very easily, but the guy will be doing it. Why? Because women can be attracted to men for many different reasons, and with flirting, you're actually attracting her in many different ways at once. You're being confident, you're displaying social intelligence by being a guy who actually understands flirting and knows that women love it and they want guys to do that with them and has the ability to do it. You're being masculine because you're making her feel girly. You're not afraid to say or do something like that in a public or social environment. And you're also being charming depending on what style of flirting that you're using at the time. So there's so many different ways that the woman's feeling attracted to you, right? If you think about what attraction is, the dictionary definition of attraction is a quality or feature of someone that evokes feelings of interest, liking, or desire. The dictionary definition of attraction is not the feeling that a woman gets when she sees a good-looking guy. right? It's qualities or features about someone that evoke feelings of interest, liking, and desire. And when it comes to attracting women, you have so much power. You've got more power than you most likely realize. You can attract women in so many different ways. And the final question, is flirting all you need to attract a woman for sex or a relationship? No, flirting is just one of the ways that you can attract women. In my programs at The Modern Man, I teach guys how to attract women in more than 100 different ways. If you read my book, The Flow, you'll learn about flirting, you'll learn about loads of different attraction techniques and personality traits and behaviors that naturally attract women, and you'll have examples of things that you can say and do right away to start attracting women. And from that, you'll be able to get yourself a girlfriend, get yourself a wife, or get laid, have sex with many different women. If you don't know about things like flirting and how to attract women in other ways, then reading The Flow gives you that introductory education on what it takes to be successful with women, to attract women when you meet them and maintain the attraction of a woman in a relationship. Then if you want to learn more and you want to discover more techniques, more ways to be confident, more mind-blowing insights about success with women, then I have all of my other programs as well. Personally speaking, I never used to know about flirting. It was like, flirting, that's something that women do or something, I don't know. Like, it didn't come up on my radar. It didn't seem like it was something that was important, right? I would go over and talk to women and I would ask them what they do for a living, where they live, how old are they, what their name is, etc. And the conversation would get boring, right? And I didn't know why it was getting boring. I didn't know why women weren't excited when they were interacting with me. I thought, mistakenly, that, okay, it must be because I'm not good looking enough. I have to buy more expensive clothes. I've got to get better fashion. I've got to go to the gym. I've got to look better in any way I can. And then hopefully women are going to be excited when they talk to me. But no matter what I did in terms of going to the gym or buying new clothes, buying really expensive shoes, styling my haircut in a certain way, getting a new cologne, none of it made a difference. Initially, when I started wearing better clothes, women did show some more initial interest. But as soon as I started talking to the woman, she would get bored and I would run out of things to say. It would just get awkward and there'd be that awkward silence and it would just be like, okay, what are we going to say now? And there's just no spark there because I didn't even know about flirting and I didn't even know that you can attract women in so many different ways when you're interacting with them. And as a result of that, I was turning women off in many different ways while I was interacting with them. And I didn't know that. You know, I'd go home with my tail between my legs thinking, well, I'm just not good looking enough. Oh, well, I guess I'm stuffed. I guess I'm going to have to accept an unattractive woman. Not even realizing. You know, if I could go back in time then and just say, Dan, wake up. Use flirting and use other things to attract women. You can do it. You know, I was walking around looking at other guys who were with beautiful women thinking, well, they must be better looking than me because that's all I knew. What a lot of guys don't realize is that attracting women and being good with women is a complex skill that a guy either has or he doesn't have. So like myself way back then, a lot of guys are still going through life right now, not even knowing that they have so much power when it comes to attracting women. Right? A lot of guys are just going through life thinking that I don't look good enough and that's why women don't like me. You know, my job's not good enough or I'm not tall enough. Right? And they don't pay attention to the fact that they see guys who they look better than or who have the same issue as them with attractive women. They don't pay attention to that because they don't know what else to think. But let me tell you something now to clear it up and to help you understand what's really going on, right? Being good with women, being able to attract women when you meet them and being able to maintain the attraction of a woman in a relationship and maintain her respect, build the love between you and her, that's a complex skill that a guy either has or he doesn't have. In life, you learn many new complex skills and you either know how to do it or you don't know how to do it. An example is when a guy learns how to drive a car. Initially, there's so many different things to think about and learn and focus on, and it might feel like a difficult thing to do, but once you learn it and you start doing it, you've got the complex skill and you're set for life. And the same thing applies with women. Initially, from the outside, when guys see other guys who are good with women, interacting with them and sparks are flying, initially it feels like, oh, that's just too difficult. Bloody women, why do they make it so hard? You know, why can't I just walk up to her and she likes me for being a good guy? Why does it have to be so difficult? And it seems like a difficult thing to do, but it's actually very easy. Once you learn how to do it and you start doing it, you get the complex skill and you're set for life. However, if a guy goes through life and he never develops the complex skill of being good with women, then what happens is that he gets rejected by women when he tries to pick them up. Relationships that he's in become stale and boring. He might become insecure and needy or take the woman for granted, and then the relationship falls apart. No one's ever really taught him what it takes to be successful with women, and he's going through life without the complex skill. He just doesn't know what to do. But that's what I'm here for at The Modern Man. I'm here to offer you all the answers, all the techniques, all the solutions involved in having that complex skill. And once you have it, it's the easiest thing in the world. When you first start out trying to learn how to pick up women and approach women and have your choice with women and things like that, it may feel like a difficult thing to do. But I hear back from guys who've used some of my programs or all of my programs, and most of them refer to it as being ridiculously easy, super easy. I can't believe how easy it is. It's scary how well this stuff works, etc., etc. That's what happens. But at the start, if a guy's walking through life, he doesn't even know about flirting, he doesn't even know how to attract women in many different ways, he's just thinking that it's all about looks, it can feel like a really difficult thing. So my hope for you is this: if you're going through life and you're not having the type of success with women that you want, I hope that you don't go through life thinking that you're locked out of being able to attract women, that you're not good looking enough, that you're not good enough, that you're not tall enough, you don't have enough muscle, you don't have this or that. I hope that you can open your mind to the reality that guys who are not good looking are picking up beautiful women. Guys who are overweight are picking up beautiful women, are marrying beautiful women. Why is that? It's because women can be attracted to a guy for so many different reasons. A woman's attraction for a man is not limited to his physical appearance. I hope that you can understand that. Furthermore, when you make a woman feel attracted to you in other ways, she will actually like your physical appearance, even if other people think that you don't look very good. She will say something like, "There's something about him that I like. He's cute. I find him attractive. He's my handsome boyfriend. He's my handsome husband." She will be attracted to him. Not all women in the world will go for a guy who doesn't look like a male model, but many will. That's what you need to understand. And with flirting, you can create a spark between you and a woman initially, right? Just by flirting with her, expressing that love and appreciation in a non-serious way, showing her that you're sexually attracted to her. And then when you create that spark with her, you just build up the attraction. And there are so many ways that you can do that. And then you go through the process that I talk about in my book called The Flow. Right? You go through the flow. You go from one step to the next with her, and it just flows naturally from one step to the next. When a guy isn't successful at approaching and picking up women for sex or a relationship, it's because he isn't going through the flow. Right? He isn't creating a spark between himself and a woman. He isn't able to build on that spark. Right? He's just hoping, in most cases, to be liked for being a good guy, but that's not enough, right? You've got to be able to create that spark between yourself and a woman and build on it. And if you're able to do that, you have so much choice with women. No guy can pick up every woman in the world, but with flirting and attracting women in many different ways, you can pick up many women. You've got access to many women. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video about flirting. Just to recap a couple of things about flirting, it's not a serious thing to do. You don't need to be worried about using flirting. You're not doing anything wrong by expressing some love and appreciation. You're not doing anything wrong by showing her that you find her sexually attractive. You're not doing it with serious intentions. Women know that it's not serious and they love it because they can get a feel for your personality first before committing to anything further, like giving you their phone number, going on a date, etc. Right? It allows them to play in that maybe zone of flirting and get a feel for you first before they go forward. And if you know how to build up a woman's attraction for you and really turn her on, then you will have so much choice with women. All right, it's not a case of you going out there and trying to talk to women and hoping that they like you. It's a case of you interacting with women, creating a spark between yourself and the woman, building on that attraction and moving it forward. Rather than, oh, I hope I can get this girl to like me. I hope I can grow on her. No. Don't go down that path, right? That path will lead you into the friend zone. Going down that path with a woman will also leave you vulnerable to interacting with a woman for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And, there's no spark there. Another guy comes along, flirts with her, creates a spark, and she's all over him. She's forgotten all about you, right? And you lose your opportunity with her. You do have the ability to make women feel attracted to you, right? You most likely don't realize how much power you have when it comes to attracting women. you have so much power. You have more power than you probably realize, right? It's not just about a man's physical appearance. You can make women feel attracted to you in so many different ways. And I hope that if you're interested in learning, then you read my book, The Flow. And if you want to learn even more, then you check out some of my other programs as well, because when you do, you will have that complex skill. You'll be set for life. You'll have your choice with women, and you'll be able to attract women when you meet them and maintain the attraction of a woman in a relationship.